Yeah, today, March 1st, 2025. Y'all gotta stop capping on me, man. The only reason I look overweight in that picture.
After Canelo Alvarez trained Errol Spence ahead of his proposed rematch with Terence Crawford, Crawford fired shots at both fighters, claiming Canelo's fate would be no different from Spence's when they meet in the ring 5 months from now. Crawford found their partnership laughable, saying he sees Spence as a fighter who never posed a real threat to him, no matter the circumstances. Taking a jab at both Canelo Alvarez and Errol Spence, Crawford posted on X, trolling the pair for their efforts.
On X, they cooked.
For Spence, training with Canelo was an attempt to team up with Crawford's past opponents in hopes of improving his chances of victory. Terence Crawford didn't have much to say about that at first. What did get a reaction out of Crawford was something Canelo Alvarez said after the training session. Following their workout, Canelo made a controversial statement that sparked anger in Crawford. While talking about their upcoming fight in September, Canelo questioned Crawford's undefeated record, claiming he had already lost to Israel Madrimov when he moved up in weight. Canelo warned that Crawford should expect even harsher punishment this time.
Man, I stay fit, man. You did? Yes, sir. And it's not tucked in. This is tucked in.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. So you know what I'm saying, I'm with it. So I'll be going for Bud. If he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but
In August of last year, Terence Crawford took his first tentative step up to 154 pounds, aiming to dethrone WBA world champion Israel Madrimov. It was a tough, technical bout that saw Crawford end his 11-fight stoppage streak, winning a unanimous decision over the tricky Uzbek title holder. Despite the win, the fight was undeniably close, with Madrimov doing everything he could to make things difficult for Crawford. After the bout, promoter Eddie Hearn stated that Crawford hadn't done enough to take the belt, a sentiment echoed by Canelo Alvarez. Speaking to the media, Canelo said he believed Crawford lost the fight, or at best, it could be called a draw. For me, I think he lost. He lost the fight. Or maybe it was a draw, it could have gone either way. He knows now why there are weight classes, said Canelo.
Crawford, I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off.
Yeah.
He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't?
According to CompuBox, Crawford outlanded Madrimov by just 11 punches by the final bell, although he scored more in 7 of the 12 rounds. He was the busier fighter overall, throwing 433 punches compared to Madrimov's 275. The judges scored the fight 116 to 112, 115 to 113, and 115 to 113, all in favor of Crawford. Since then, Madrimov has suffered another setback, losing by decision to Vergil Ortiz Jr., which has stalled his climb back toward a title shot. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez is set to face Skull in a matter of weeks. As for Crawford, he remains in the gym, focusing on gaining 14 pounds in the most efficient way possible, aiming to pull off what many would consider one of the most defining victories of the modern boxing era.
Is there ever a possibility where you would rematch Errol Spence, or is he in a position where he needs to win again before that makes sense for you?
The possibility is there.
The boxing world eagerly awaits the return of Errol Spence Jr., once considered one of the sport's brightest stars. The truth has been sidelined for over a year following his brutal loss to Terence Crawford. It's been a difficult journey for Spence, with frequent rumors and speculation surrounding his comeback. Although he shut down retirement talk, questions about his future remained unanswered, until now. Finally, after months of uncertainty, there may be hope. Oscar de la Hoya has stepped forward, offering the perfect opportunity for Spence to return to the ring. Vergil Ortiz Jr., de la Hoya's top prospect at the moment, is fresh off an impressive win over Israel Madrimov and is eager to take his career to the next level. However, with Ortiz coming off 2 consecutive tough fights, Golden Boy Promotions wants him to take a brief step back before taking another big leap forward.
For his title, I'm fighting for a title. and they're the possibility. He win his fight, God willing. I win my fight, God willing. And there's your possibility right there.
In a recent interview with Fight Hype TV, 52-year-old promoter Oscar de la Hoya revealed plans for a homecoming fight for Vergil Ortiz Jr. at the home of the Dallas Cowboys. Vergil is coming off 2 tough fights, which can take a toll, not just physically, but mentally as well. I'm thinking about throwing a homecoming party for him in Dallas, have him fight a top 10 guy, then go after Sebastian Fundora, and eventually face Crawford after he comes back down to 154 following his fight with Canelo at 168, said de la Hoya. The promoter's concern for Ortiz is understandable, as his recent fights have been intense. But this situation has opened up a golden opportunity for Errol Spence Jr. De la Hoya wants Spence to be Ortiz's next opponent and has even promised a strong payday if the fight materializes.
Do you believe maybe that you'd put Vergil Ortiz on that undercard with a view to then fighting Crawford maybe after that?
That's a great idea. You're a promoter now. You're a matchmaker. Let's go. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Look, having these types of fights on one night is just great for boxing. That's it. So imagine that. Wow. Crawford.
There are a lot of options on the table for Vergil, said de la Hoya. I'm excited. Imagine putting together a Vergil Ortiz vs Errol Spence fight at Dallas Cowboy Stadium. That would be a sellout event. It's definitely something to consider. The decision now lies with Spence. A sold-out stadium fight against one of the hottest names in the welterweight division could be the perfect way to launch his comeback. That bout could then be followed by a long-anticipated title clash against a rival he's been targeting for years. Last year, rumors swirled about a potential fight between Sebastian Fundora and Errol Spence Jr., a matchup that captured fans' imaginations due to the stylistic contrast and knockout potential. However, the World Boxing Organization declined to sanction the fight, shelving the highly anticipated showdown. That development left the towering Inferno inactive for nearly a year, despite having claimed a world title. Nevertheless, Fundora seems more than ready to put those issues behind him. In a recent interview with Boxing Scene, he said, "Of course I want that fight." His enthusiasm clearly shows he's eager to face Spence and bring that long-rumored clash to life.
Believe maybe that you'd put Vergil Ortiz on that undercard with a view to then fighting Crawford maybe after that?
That's a great idea. You're a promoter now. You're a matchmaker. Let's go. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Look, having these types of fights on one night is just great for boxing. That's it. So imagine that. Wow. Crawford.
Sebastian Fundora couldn't hide his disappointment over the events of the past few months. It's a big fight. A big fight. But of course, it didn't happen, sighed Fundora, referring to the missed opportunity to face Errol Spence Jr. Despite that setback, the unified super welterweight champion rebounded impressively by defending his title against Cordell Booker on March 22, winning via 4th-round technical knockout. Following that victory, Fundora is now likely to face the WBO's #1 contender, Xander Zayas. While many variables are still at play, a potential clash between Fundora and Spence could happen as early as late 2025 or early 2026. However, it all hinges on Errol Spence Jr., his health, mindset, and return timeline. Until then, all these plans remain just pipe dreams.
Vergil, I mean, it'll be the Super Bowl of boxing.
If you are waiting around on that, who is it that you're going to match him with?
I don't know. I have to literally go back to the office and just figure it out. So, yeah, Vergil winning here in Riyadh was huge against Madrim.
Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford appear set to collide in a blockbuster bout later this year, one that could easily be the most anticipated fight in boxing. Both men are considered among the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Alvarez has only 2 career losses, to Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol. Mayweather's former manager, Jay Prince, believes Crawford will hand Alvarez his 3rd. The bout is expected to take place at super middleweight, 168 pounds, which means Crawford will need to jump up 2 weight classes from his most recent fight at 154 pounds.
Wow, the beast. I truly feel that Vergil now is on a different level.
Final one from me. What did you say to Eddie Hearn in the aftermath of that win tonight?
No, good, just, good fight. That's it. I mean, I think I'm 0-20 now, so, or no, Eddie's 0-20. I think he's 0-4 or 5 with me, so it's okay. We're just chipping away. We're gonna have losses too. We're gonna have wins too, but I think tonight.
While Canelo has the weight and size advantage, Jay Prince believes Crawford has the skill to overcome it. In a recent conversation with Sean Zittel, Prince said, "I believe Crawford beats Canelo. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Crawford is one of those guys." That said, Prince also showed respect for Alvarez. "Of course, you know, we can't say anything bad about Canelo because he's one of the top two. But that's just my opinion."
Important is that both fighters came out good. Everything's good. Virgil won. Great fights. Great night for boxing.
This is the final one. You spoke to me the other day. You said that Virgil's first fight, he said to Jerry Jones, he's going to sell it out.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a reality?
Absolutely. 1,000%.
Jay Prince also dismissed concerns that the added weight would hurt Crawford's performance. "I don't think Crawford has any wear and tear on him. I've watched him spar and fight over the years. He knows what he's doing. Canelo, of course, is no stranger to the super middleweight division and has been competing at that level for years. He's more familiar with the weight class and its physical demands, unlike Crawford, who's coming up from a much lower division. Still, Prince believes Crawford's talent can bridge that gap. Before anything else, Canelo must first take care of business against William Skull on May 3rd. A win would make him undisputed super middleweight champion once again. Crawford, known for never backing down from a challenge, is now staring down what could be the biggest fight of his career, literally. Talks are heating up for a September showdown at 168 pounds. About that would feature 2 pound, 4 pound elites in a potential era-defining clash.
Okay. Hey, John, I don't have much time left with you, so I appreciate the time that I've gotten with you. I'm curious to get your insight on a fight coming up between Terence Crawford and Canelo in September. Crawford's moving up a few weight classes to meet Canelo. Just your insight. How does Crawford cross that bridge? How does he nullify the weight difference and get a win against Canelo?
I don't know.
Not everyone is on board with the Canelo versus Crawford matchup, especially not rising star Jaron "Boot" Ennis, currently preparing for his own test against Emantas Stenyanis this weekend. Ennis still took a moment to weigh in on the Canelo-Crawford buzz during an interview with Fight Hub TV. "I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight at 160, just to feel what it's like against a bigger guy." Ennis suggested he didn't hold back in expressing his concerns. Canelo's been at that weight for a while. He's been knocking out big guys. Crawford's smaller, and Canelo's been dropping dudes who come in at like 200 pounds on fight night. While Canelo may not be a natural super middleweight either, he's developed a habit of hurting and finishing fighters much larger than Crawford. And that's not lost on fighters and insiders who understand the brutal realities of moving up in weight.
That's like a 50-50, 60-40. You know, you gotta lean towards Canelo because he's been at that weight for a long time now, and he been pitting big guys out and things like that. And Crawford a little smaller. So I don't know. We gotta see how it play out come whenever they fight. When they supposed to fight, September or something like that.
September.
Yeah, we gotta see how it play out. We don't know. It's boxing. But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before.
Others in the boxing world have echoed concerns about Terence Crawford moving up to face Canelo Alvarez. Former world champion Timothy Bradley told BoxingScene.com that while Crawford might be the most complete fighter in the game today, the size gap can't be ignored. "It's a real jump," Bradley said. Still, Crawford has never lacked confidence. Speaking on Max on Boxing, he made his intentions crystal clear: "I'll fight anybody at any weight." That's what greatness is about. For fans, that mindset is exactly what makes the potential matchup so captivating. The big question remains, can elite skill neutralize elite size and power? Crawford may be one of the most technical fighters the sport has ever seen, but facing Canelo straight away leaves no room for error. Alvarez has been in plenty of high-stakes bouts himself, taking on legends like Floyd Mayweather, Miguel Cotto, Shane Mosley, Sergey Kovalev, and longtime rival Gennady Golovkin.
Out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So
Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin fought 3 times over a 5-year span. Their first meeting in September 2017 ended in a controversial majority draw, many believe the Kazakh star had done enough to win. A rematch followed a year later, with Canelo eking out a narrow points victory. The trilogy concluded in 2022, where Alvarez claimed a far more comfortable decision in what was considered the most decisive of the 3 fights. Recently, Canelo signed a 4-fight deal with Riyadh Season. The first bout under this massive contract is scheduled for May 3 against IBF super middleweight champion William Skull, in a bid to reclaim undisputed status. One man who knows what it's like to prepare for Canelo is veteran trainer Abel Sanchez, who cornered Golovkin for their first 2 clashes in 2017 and 2018.
Fight myself. I think that Crawford is too small. Canelo is, in my opinion, the face of boxing right now. I think that look at his resume. I think it's a good fight for a little while. Crawford's hand speed will, just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, the hand speed was evident at the beginning of the fight. But as the fight goes on, Canelo's going to start pounding on him, and I think that the fight ends somewhere between the 9th and 12th round.
Speaking to Fight Hub TV, longtime trainer Abel Sanchez shared his thoughts on various matchups in boxing, including the highly discussed Canelo vs Crawford fight. Sanchez didn't mince words. "Come on, I think it's a ridiculous fight. I think Crawford is too small. Canelo is, in my opinion, the face of boxing right now. Just look at his resume." Sanchez admitted the fight could be competitive early on. "It's a good fight for a little while. Crawford's hand speed will show, like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook. The hand speed was clear in the beginning. But he believes the tide will turn. As the fight goes on, Canelo is going to start pounding on him. I think the fight ends somewhere between the 9th and 12th round. Anything Canelo lands is going to hurt him." Sanchez also pointed to Crawford's most recent fight at 154 pounds as evidence. "That fight against Madrimov showed us the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much Crawford bulks up, 168 is going to be a different animal."
You really figure because of the size difference, he can stop Crawford?
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the speed and the foot speed and the hand speed. And Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. 54 when he fought Madrimov in his last fight showed us that he can't really, the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains and how much he does to try to get up to that level, 168.
How you feeling? What's been going on, Terence? Talk to us for a little bit.
I got somewhere to go, man.
Yeah. Can we follow you for just the time being?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you guys are supposed to do interviews over there.
Yep.
Don't talk to him.
Mario, don't I got an interview with you?
They haven't told me that. I would love to have an interview. I haven't had an interview with you, a proper interview, in a year and a half.
What's up, man? What you
What's
got?
up, bro?
Don't get the poke, man.
Yeah.
Sanchez didn't stop there. He continued, "It's a ridiculous fight because Crawford, while great, is still the same fighter he was at 135, 140, and 147. He hasn't changed anything to make himself viable at bigger weights. But Canelo has." He added, "Crawford's not destroying guys. He dominated one fighter who was a shell of his former self. But Canelo? He's destroying everybody. This might be a good money fight, but not a real fight." Meanwhile, Virgil Ortiz Jr. has made it clear that he'd like to face Crawford should the latter return to 154 pounds after the Canelo bout. Speaking to the Ring magazine, Ortiz said, "I have a clear win for the naturally bigger man. Just keeping it real, I think Crawford is too small. Yeah, he might weigh in at 180 right now, but putting on weight and actually belonging at that weight are 2 different things."
Your move up to 154, how much stronger are you feeling? How much better are you feeling at 54?
I feel great. I feel strong. I feel motivated. You know, I'm just ready to go out here and do my thing.
Yeah. Terence, tell us about that back and forth with Eddie.
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah, you look a little heated there.
I ain't heated.
No?
Eddie just be throwing rocks and just saying anything that comes to his mind to make itself sound, I don't know.
Ortiz continued, underscoring the risks Crawford faces. "I'd understand if he fought someone less dangerous. But it's Canelo we're talking about. That dude's been running boxing for a long time." He also raised a warning about Crawford's defense. "I know I'm going to get some hate for saying this, but Crawford gets hit. He does, like everyone else. Sometimes he gets hit clean. And if you get hit clean by Canelo, that's not good for anyone. Ortiz added, Canelo's not slow, either. He can catch you off guard, it's just different.